Here we go with the first of three scintillating semi-finals in the men's 4 hurdles. Chen, Chinese Taipei, Asian Championship silver 2 years ago. Kemar Mowat just missed the medal in London 4 years ago. Pan American bronze. He's absolutely got the quality to make it. Rasmus Maggi, excellent run from him in the qualifiers yesterday. Semi-finalist in Moscow and Beijing, and now one race away from the final. Well, Alison dos Santos been one of the breakthrough performers this year. South American champion, Pan American champion, World Student Games champion. McMaster, the reigning Commonwealth champion, the 5th fastest man in the world this year. Hasn't been in a World Senior final yet. Was DQ'd in the first round 2 years ago. Mohamed Touati, African Games bronze this year. Another man running low 29s. The standard in the 4 hurdles this year has been insane. Yasmani Capello, the Olympic bronze medalist, won the Birmingham Diamond League, but looked a little bit shaky coming through as one of the non-automatic qualifiers yesterday. Amir Latin, Pan American silver. He's got a really good PB over the 110 hurdles as well, 13.44, third in the US trials. Latin USA in 2, Capello Turkey 3, Touati Tunisia 4, McMaster British Virgin Islands 5. That's Capello. Dos Santos Brazil in 6, Maggi Estonia 7, Mowat Jamaica 8, Chen Chinese Taipei in lane 9. Only the first 2 guaranteed a place in what promises to be one of the finals of these championships. Latin, the American, goes in 2, Capello in 3, McMaster the Commonwealth champion in 5, with a brilliant Brazilian outside him in 6. And they are away. Now McMaster usually goes off quite hard. Oh, and he's clattered that barrier. That is a disaster for the British Virgin Islander. In the blue, he has recovered and is now right in the centre of your picture there. He's still leading, but the question is how much energy will he have used up clattering that barrier, and did he stay in the lines? Anyway, Mowat there hitting a barrier, so they're all feeling the tension here. McMaster's ragged. Mowat hanging on at the moment. Watch for Dos Santos and Capello on the inside. Capello beginning to mount a charge. McMaster hanging on to that second spot at the moment. And Dos Santos, the youngsters, closing. Dos Santos, and very, very close on the line between Capello and McMaster for the second automatic spot. And if McMaster misses out, he will kick himself for the mess he made round that first bend. No doubting the winner and no doubting the talent. This youngster from Brazil is brilliant, and he just delivered a great performance to move into the final. Capello's taken it on the line by 100th from McMaster, and the Commonwealth champion will have to rely on going through as a non-automatic qualifier.
I have never seen anyone do what McMaster did. You know, you want to just get in your rhythm really early and establish that rhythm. That's what the 400-metre hurdles is all about. I don't know how he managed to actually stay on his feet. And he still had the strength in the home straight. Yes, he did get passed by Capello and he just missed out on that automatic qualification. But I thought he did incredibly well to hold it together, to keep his composure physically as well as mentally. But Dos Santos, he took that win, and a decent time for a semi-finals. These semi-finals, the way it's structured is really tough with 3 of them, and only the first 2 having that automatic selection to the final. But at this stage, it was still McMaster with Capello in 3rd, and Dos Santos was in 3rd, but he just worked so hard, timed it beautifully. Wow, he ran really well from that outside lane of 6, having the other 2 inside him and almost running blind. But 48.40 seconds, we're going to have to keep our eye on the clock there for McMaster. Look at him. And I think, Rob, he did manage to stay in his lane. Miraculous recovery, really.
The second instalment of drama in the semi-finals of the men's 400 hurdles. Chris McAllister runs for the Thames Valley Harriers, out-dipped Yasmani Capello yesterday. Patrick Dobek, 7th in the Beijing final, 6 times a national champion. TJ Holmes, 5th in this final 2 years ago, 48.30 his best. Does he need there or thereabouts to make it through? Abdelmalek Lahulu, African champion, 9 wins this year. They haven't all been high profile, but winning is a habit, and he's in that at the moment. Ludwig Vaillant, 4th in the European champs last year. He's in lifetime best shape at 48.30. And now, possibly the rock star gives himself a slap. Goes for the pumped up introduction. That's what we've come to expect from Warholm. He's the defending champion in 4. Oh, Luke Campbell. Raised in America, he's got a German mum. NCAA Division 3 champion. And Masaki Toyoda, 2nd in the Japanese champs. He's on the inside, 5th in Heat 4, came through as one of the non-automatic qualifiers. Former World Youth bronze medalist a few years ago as well. Right, Warholm goes in 4. He will be expected to march through to the final. That's TJ Holmes. He's out in lane 7. Lane 7 was the lane from which Warholm won the world title, roaring his way across the line in London 2 years ago. Warholm's is the voice we can hear, getting himself fired up. The 2nd best 400 hurdler in history. He doesn't want to empty the tank here. He just wants to do enough to win this semi-final and guarantee himself a superb lane come the showdown. Warholm in 4. Brilliant Frenchman outside him in 5. TJ Holmes of the United States in 7. They're cleanly away. Warholm usually makes a very, very fast start, and he's done so again here. He's up on Vaillant. TJ Holmes has gone out really fast, 3rd from the left-hand side as you look at it there. Warholm leading now with the Frenchman battling to stay with him. Now the stagger begins to unfold. Lahulu running well for Algeria. And Vaillant has got a little bit of work to do here. It's only the first 2 guaranteed a passage through. Warholm looks confident here. That's a good snapped lead leg. Lahulu's running really well to put TJ Holmes under pressure. What a story this would be for the Algerian. Warholm easing up on the line. Lahulu takes 2nd and TJ Holmes 3rd. 48.29. And this is no exaggeration to say, I think he was jogging for the last 50.
I think he was jogging for the last 80. I'm going to exaggerate even more than you, Rob. He came off the 8th hurdle and he just shut it down, didn't he? He did have that amazing start, and I'm wondering whether it put the French athlete off on the outside of him. Here we go, fantastic image here from the start. Some real power Warholm has. He's a naturally strong athlete. He was a multi-eventer in his young days, and there we go. He came off that 8th hurdle and he just shut it down. He just decreases his stride length, just makes sure he's really, really safe. Looking round, and look at the Algerian athlete, Alou. It's a great 2nd position for him. He's guaranteed himself a place in that final. I'm sure he would not have thought he'd do that automatically. But yeah, great images there of Warholm. He did what he had to do. Sometimes these athletes, if they don't run in the right rhythm, they don't feel good, they can make mistakes. He got himself to 200 metres in probably the same sort of rhythm that we'll see him in 2 evenings' time in the final. But that last 100 metres, he looked very, very easy.
Karsten Warholm, a confident, composed, relaxed run into the final. Abdelmalek Lahulu has produced a national record in 2nd place. TJ Holmes' time of 48.67 is one of the qualifying non-automatic spots at the moment, with 1 semi-final still to come. Now some news. Watch Kyron McMaster here. He took the lid off this barrier, and indeed he was disqualified. I'm looking at his feet here. I thought he stayed in the relevant lines, so subject to appeal, McMaster is disqualified, so the Commonwealth champion would not be in line for a fastest non-automatic spot. Rasmus Maggie has got a chance of going through to the final if McMaster's inevitable appeal does not go successfully. One of the big three is through. What do you make of Samba and Benjamin, two of the three fastest men in the world, being drawn in adjacent lanes in a semi-final? It makes it absolutely brutal for everybody else here in this third semi if it goes according to plan.
Yeah, this can happen, and it is just luck of the draw. I remember when I won my bronze medal, it's the same sort of structure, 3 semi-finals, and actually the 3 medalists come the final were all out of my semi-final. First 2, you know, automatic past the post, and then the fastest non-qualifier on time. So this is just part of the sport, and you know, if they want to do well, if they've got to succeed, this is what they've got to do. But actually, I think some of the other athletes in this race might actually think they stand a really good chance of qualifying, because they're going to get dragged to a fast performance, obviously by Samba and Benjamin.
Abdurrahman Samba, 1 heat 3. He is unbeaten over the 400 hurdles, dating back to 2017. Broke his PB earlier this year, a long time ago now, by the way, 44.6. Samba goes in 5 with Rai Benjamin just outside him. That's Takashoshi Abe. So how fast will this be, and will either Samba or Benjamin feel it's important to cast a psychological blow? Jabir Madari Pilyalil of India, he's done brilliantly to make it through to the semi-finals. Rilwan Awolonle, the Nigerian, just off the podium in the African Championships. He's gone low 49s this season. Thomas Barr, excellent qualification yesterday. 4th in the Olympic Games back in Rio. He's a European bronze medalist. He knows he's going to have to start quickly. Rai Benjamin, 1 Rome, 1 Stanford, was second with that lifetime best of 46.98 behind Varholm in the diamond final. Abdurrahman Samba, the poster boy of the Qatar team. He disappeared after Monaco. We hadn't seen him compete, and he looked good in qualification. Takatoshi Abe, Asian champion back in 2011, got an Asian Games bronze in Indonesia last year. Vit Muller, Czech Republic, twice a national champion, made the World Student Games final. And the Mexican national champion, 4x4 in the World Student Games, Fernando Vega. Vega goes in 2, Muller, Czech Republic 3, Abe, Japan 4, Samba, there he is, Qatar 5. Benjamin just outside him of the United States. Bar Island in 7. Awolonle, Nigeria in 8. And Madari Pilyalil of India in lane 9. Samba will be out of the blocks and will be able to see Rai Benjamin. Which one will decide to dominate? Only room for 2 come the big final. There's a huge roar around the arena. The crowd's so excited about Samba's performance here. But it's the American Benjamin who's gone out hard. Samba is just being tracked by Abe, the Japanese athlete, on his inside. Watch for the American there. Now Samba beginning to close up, but others are running well on the outside as well. Thomas Barr trying to stay in the mix. It's Rai Benjamin, and Samba's not having this all his own way. The stagger unfolds here, and this is what we'd expect from Rai Benjamin. Now Samba beginning to work, beginning to pull away from Abe and Thomas Barr. This is great work from Benjamin. Benjamin from Samba, Abe 3rd, and Thomas Barr in 4th. 48.53. That was a good run from Rai Benjamin. He had no option but to go out hard. With Samba inside him, I think we've got a better clue now. Perhaps on the evidence of these three semi-finals, it could be Benjamin against Varholm. Samba had to work for that, I think.
Yeah, he did. He actually ran better than he ran yesterday. Obviously, it's a tougher field, of course, but I thought he was in contention at 200 metres, much more than he was yesterday. Just looking here on the back straight, Samba is a lot closer up towards the front of the field at this point, but if we watch him approach this hurdle here, he just isn't as fluid as we normally see him. He's not able to propel himself off the hurdles. I think he's had a problem. He's not gone over the hurdles as much as we'd normally see him. He's working hard there all the way to the line. Yes, he's catching Rai Benjamin, but yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be Varholm versus Benjamin and Samba maybe for a bronze.
Amazing images from behind the athletes, underlining their athleticism. And what about the relaxation in the face of Rai Benjamin? What a duel that is going to be between him and Karsten Varholm. Samba is still in the mix, but I think we got a little hint that all may not have been 100% well in the last 2 months for the mercurial Qatari athlete. Rai Benjamin makes the final rather more impressively than Abdurrahman Samba. Arbe and Thomas Barr in third and fourth, but those times will not be quick enough to go through as the non-automatic qualifiers. The big three are in the final. Well, let's clarify the qualifiers for the men's 400 hurdles final. Varholm, Benjamin and Samba will all be there, and it looks at the moment as though the protest of the Commonwealth champion Kyron McMaster has been unsuccessful, because Rasmus Maggi has been given the last spot with 48.93. What a final that is going to be.